In today's session, we discuss about the fuzzy logic in pattern recognition. So, pattern recognition techniques can be classified into two broad categories. One is unsupervised techniques, that is, we study about the clustering. Another one is supervised techniques, that is a classification. An unsupervised technique use a given set of unclassified data points, whereas a supervised technique uses a data set with known classification. So, what is unsupervised clustering? Actually, it is a motivated, that is to find the interesting patterns or groupings in a given set of data. And also, it is used to perform the task of segmenting the images, that is, partitioning the pixels on an image into regions that correspond to different objects in the and you take it, let x be the set of data and xi be an element of x. A partition capital P is equal to C1 comma C2 up to CL of x is hard if and only if you can see here if xi is equal when corresponds to x, that is capital X, and also it is mutually for clustering problems. Some data points partially belong to multiple clusters rather than to a single cluster exclusive. You can take any set of data and xi be an element of x, a partition, and which x is called as a soft partitioning. So, classifier design and supervised pattern recognition. Supervised pattern recognition uses data with known classifications, which are also called labeled data, to determine the classification of new data. So, when you go for the recognition of any data using a supervised pattern recognition, already it is labeled data. Say, for example, I'm taking an apple. Okay, so apple is red or it is green, so it will identify whether it is red or green. So that is labeled data. I will say this apple is red. So finally, after the pattern recognition, it will say the apple is red. So it will determine the classification depend upon the labeled data. So the main benefit of unsupervised pattern recognition techniques is that they do not require training data. But when you go to unsupervised pattern recognition, there is no need to label, there is no need to train the data. Okay, so directly it will say the apple is red in color only. And however, this computation time is relatively high due to a large number of iterations which is needed before the algorithm converges. So this supervised pattern recognition technique is relatively fast because it does not need to iterate. However, it cannot be applied to a problem unless training data or relevant knowledge are available.